Come, children of the drum and fire. Gather close. Tonight, I bring you a tale whispered through the dunes and remembered by the stars, a tale of magic, fate, and the heart of a young prince. This is the story of the magician and the Sultan's son, told only by those who still remember the price of forgotten promises. Let your ears be open and your spirit still, for what you are about to hear is a tale wrapped in shadow and sunlight. Many moons ago, in a kingdom carved from the breath of the desert, lived Sultan Jabari, a ruler wise in war, just in law, and yet weighed down by sorrow. For all his power and wealth, he had no child to bear his name. Each night, he climbed the tallest tower and prayed beneath the stars. One night, as the jackals howled and the sand danced like spirits, a stranger cloaked in wind and shadow arrived. He called himself Zuberi, a magician of forgotten ages, a weaver of fate, and a servant of darker things. Zuberi deep, echoing voice, Sultan Jabari, I bring you a son. But all gifts carry weight. When the boy reaches his 20th year, he must come to me. Refuse, and your kingdom will wither like salt beneath the sunday. Blinded by longing, the Sultan accepted. That night, the moon turned red. And beneath its glow, the queen conceived a child, Malik, born beneath a star that had not risen in 1,000 years. Prince Malik was no ordinary child. When he laughed, flowers bloomed out of season. When he cried, the sky wept. He learned to speak before he could walk, and his eyes carried storms behind their calm. The kingdom rejoiced. But while the people celebrated, the Sultan began to fear. For every great gift hides a cost. As Malik grew, he became beloved, kind to the servants, curious of the world, and brave in spirit. But above his head, the shadow of that bargain grew darker. When Malik turned 20, a hawk with black feathers and no shadow landed on the palace roof. In its beak was a scroll sealed in obsidian wax. The magician had not forgotten. Though the Sultan wept and the queen pleaded, Malik stood tall. If I am a child of magic, I must walk the path that bore me. Let me go, and let me return with truth. With only a staff, a water gourd, and a lion-tooth amulet from his mother, Malik stepped into the desert. Days passed. The sun scorched. The wind sang old songs. One evening, near death from thirst, he met a figure, an old woman in rags, sitting beside a fire that had no smoke. Old woman mysteriously, I see your star, boy. You chase a shadow, but it also chases you. She gave him a scarab of carved stone, warm to the touch and vanished before his eyes. Malik held the charm close and walked on. At the edge of the world stood the Tower of Smoke, home of Zuberi the Shadow Binder. No bird flew above it, no root grew beneath it. Zuberi stood atop his tower, his cloak billowing like a second shadow. Zuberi mocking, so the cub comes to face the storm. You were made from magic, boy. You belong to me. But Malik raised the scarab, and the tower trembled. Zuberi snarled. Zuberi said, Ah, the guardian of the burning sands gave you this. But no token can break a bond written in soul. He summoned illusions, beasts of fire, mirrors of Malik's fears. But Malik, eyes closed, whispered a single word. As a kiwi. The tower shook. The illusions cracked like glass. And Zuberi, revealed at last, was not a man but a hollow vessel, filled only with hunger for power. With his final strength, Malik drove the scarab into the heart of the tower. The winds howled, the walls turned to dust, and Zuberi was swallowed by the very shadows he once commanded. Malik returned, not with gold, not with magic, but with understanding. He had met his maker, faced his fear, and broken the chain before it could bind his future. He did not claim the throne. He earned it. He spoke with scholars and sages, broke the walls between rich and poor, and built schools in the far corners of the kingdom. He never used magic again, not because he lacked it, but because he had learned that true power lies not in what you wield, but in what you choose not to. And so, my children, remember this: not every gift is a blessing. Not every magician wears a wicked face. And not every prince is born a king, but he may become one, if he chooses the path of wisdom. Power is a river, it can nourish, or it can flood. The choice lies not in the magic, but in the heart. This was Mama Africa's tale of the magician and the Sultan's son. Until next time, may your path be clear, your spirit strong, and your choices wise.